To be objective, one has to do two things. One has to know what is. What is object. Whatever that is, one needs to recognize as it is. In this, I need to know. One can get lost in going into a leaf of a tree. How that tree photosynthesizes from the energy coming from the sun to make what we call the chlorophyll. The tree is green. That is not the tree's color, the leaf's color. The leaf is green. The color of the leaf in autumn, when the tree sheds the leaves, Ilayudir Kalam, you will find the tree changes its leaf, changes its color. Leaf doesn't change its color. In a country where there is snow, except the evergreen trees, those trees have no real leaves. They are all like needles. All other trees shed their leaves before the snow starts. That's why in America, autumn is called fall. Fall time. They will say during the fall. Because all the leaves fall. A tree is intelligent, programmed. Doesn't want to keep the leaves because when the snow falls, then the branches will break because of the gathering of the snow on the leaves. And therefore, they shed the leaves. Preserve energy. Before shedding the leaves, the tree doesn't create chlorophyll. When they don't create chlorophyll, because anyway they have to shed the leaves, why should they create chlorophyll? They stop creating chlorophyll. That energy it saves to save itself during the winter. That's why after the winter it is spring. Why? Because all the leaves spring forth afterwards. Vegetation springs forth. Amazing. Now what happens when it doesn't create the chlorophyll? The leaf looks in its original color. Those maple leaves look very red and yellow. Oh, it's a color you have seen, I'm sure, in October, November. That is the fall time. People go to see this. Then what is photosynthesis? Why it looks not green anymore? This is all research. Understand? This is all research. There are scientists who spend their lives to find out these things. And you can spend time what is photosynthesizing, how the tree is able to do that, how it is able to convert from the solar energy this chlorophyll. You have to do research, and you can grow old doing research, correct? You can get lost in a leaf, not even in a leaf, in the chlorophyll of the leaf. You can get lost in understanding a cell, the platelet in a cell. What is a platelet? You can just spend your lifetime, because it's all at the micro level, it's endless. But in the process, you can miss the beauty of the woods. You have to understand the total to be objective. It is all right to spend time to understand something particular. At the same time, it is important to live one's life in the scheme of things, to appreciate what is. What is. To be objective. So this gathering, this knowledge is very important. To be objective means you have to know what is there. Otherwise you can't be objective. You have a slot in the scheme of things. And to just fit into that slot, you need to know the scheme of things. All about the scheme. This is one thing, this knowing, which we are going to know. The other important thing is, this knowledge itself sometimes is difficult to gain when we don't reduce our subjectivity. So, the reduction of subjectivity is also an important thing, but it is based upon the knowledge of what is there. These two things we are going to look into. One thing is very evident. For a person who is given to analyze, that everything is given. When I was born, already my parents were existing, otherwise I won't be born. And the earth was there, the atmosphere was there, a contemporary society was there. Animals were there, bugs were there, insects were there. Vegetation was there, ocean was there, mountains were there, laws were there. Causes, effects, forces, all of them were already there. I didn't know. When I was born, I didn't know any of them. I was born because of them. Those laws were there, therefore I was born. Therefore my birth was given. And I was born as a helpless baby. I wanted to live a life of independence. I would even say, venture to say, a human being is very secure until the human being is born. Already the body is formed, living connected to the mother, having its own heart. The baby has its own heart. And the doctor can feel two hearts, this heartbeat of the baby, the heartbeat of the mother. And so it is floating inside, very secure. Those couple of months, very secure life, connected to the Janani. You know that Janani? Janani means mother, the creatrix, creator, creatrix. Connected, secure. In fact, some of the psychologists advise when the baby is born, let it float in a bowl of water. They try to make it float. Let it experience the same thing. How long? It is never the same thing. It was very secure, born to live an independent life. What a beautiful start. Think of it. An independent life. So from the mother, the connection from the mother means Janani. Understand this well. The Janani, the creatrix, the cause, the efficient material cause, a conscious being, all that is necessary for this child to be born is all provided, given of course. No mother can make a child. It's given. The possibility of a child is given. Let us go ahead with this. The baby is born. The connection is snapped, the umbilical cord is snapped. Starts its independent life. Poor thing cannot even turn, cannot find the wherewithal to survive, doesn't have any help, it cannot survive independently. And the poor human child is helpless. It's a living organism. Urge to live is instinctual. It's inborn. That baby, wanting, struggling to survive naturally, has no capacity to survive. Therefore, its helplessness is total. Understand me well. Helplessness is total. 100% helplessness. Absolute helplessness. And it has absolute trust also. In the person who cares for the baby, cares for the child, it just delivers itself to those hands. That is absolute trust. Absolute helplessness is compensated totally by absolute trust. You can absolutely trust only a person who is all knowledge, who cannot say I don't know, who won't say I don't know. I can absolutely trust a person, one who says I can do it, one would say I won't do it, or that I can't do it. This I can't should not be there. I don't know should not be there. And that kind of a person, consistent always. Caring means consistent caring, not occasional caring, kabhi caring. So it should be consistent caring. Then only that absolute trust will be there. What happens to that absolute trust? As the child grows, it comes to discover my mom cannot be absolutely trusted. Correct? Without all talking, the violation of trust. Now caring, now affectionate, and now singing a lullaby, and now rocking the child. All that is wonderful. The child thinks that it's all. I'm safe. Now screaming, now not available. So ingo poyachu, somewhere gone. And then that means inconsistency. Falling ill, inconsistency. Even falling ill. Being not available. In the awareness of the child, mother is missing. Inconsistency. And therefore, violation of trust. Erosion of trust. The other voice now and then comes. In a different frequency. And that voice, that man, appears, disappears, comes, goes away. And this is another voice. very affectionate, very caring, now shouting, getting angry, and they fight also. And therefore the child is in panic because the trust is gone. Now the child has grown. Now it can move, finds a cockroach, runs to the mother. With the mother, wonderful, safe. Because my mother is almighty and she can handle cockroach. Then anything, my mother will handle everything. And then along with the mother, and it goes now. And then the mother looking at the cockroach, she drops the child and screams. And the father comes. What happened here? The father is almighty now. Mother becomes less mighty and father becomes almighty because, for this cockroach you were just screaming. And therefore, father is almighty, wonderful. There's little transfer takes place. Then afterwards, together they make almighty, okay? Together they make almighty. Then afterwards, another day, a gecko comes. Gecko, you know? This gecko. What is that one? Gecko. That lizard. Palli. அது ஒன்று பார்த்துட்டார். இவர் பள்ளி பார்த்தா இவர் பறந்து போடுவார். And then the child doesn't go to Palli. My mother, child goes now to father. The Palli is there. then runs to the father, because father can take care of it. Father comes and sees the palli and calls the firefighter, calls somebody else employee, and that means the again further erosion. Father falls ill, further erosion. Father says, I can't do it, further erosion. Father gets angry, further erosion. And thus, erosion after erosion, then you find what? You cannot trust anyone. And then also the child is told, when it goes to the school, don't trust a stranger. This is modern. Don't trust a stranger. Correct? Do they tell here? Don't trust a stranger. In the whole world, everybody is a stranger. Except father, mother, all are strangers. Especially a nuclear family, even Tata is a stranger. Who is he? Don't trust a stranger. Tata comes after 2 years to see the child. All the way from America, Tata comes. Or from India, Tata comes. Tata comes. The stranger, don't trust a stranger. Understand now? This is how we grow up. And this distrust, distraught and distressed, and this is a child always in panic, always the stance of a ninja. And this is how the build up of that helplessness. But helplessness continues, correct? Helplessness continues. You don't call all the shots. You may become an adult, but still you don't call all the shots. The variables are too many. Even known variables we cannot control. Hidden variables too many. And therefore, nothing you can control. And then naturally, the person's helplessness continues. Whereas the compensating total absolute trust is not there. You need to discover the infallible, the Almighty. Then only you can relax. Then only you can be objective. Where is otherwise subjectivity is unavoidable. Distrust is subjectivity. Intolerance is subjectivity. Fear is subjectivity. All this you cannot avoid unless you discover the infallible. Mother was infallible because of my innocence. Now because of my knowledge, I should discover the mother of all perhaps, the father of all. That is subjectivity. And therefore, let us see now that I am born in this particular form to build up all this unconscious panic and so on. That is the reason why you are feeling lonely. How can anybody feel lonely in this world of population, in this world of stars, in this world of so many bugs inside, bugs outside, bugging people? How can you say I am lonely? But people feel lonely. Do you know why? Do you know why? It is unconscious. That's all given. That I have core issues given, called unconscious given, a conscious mind, buddhi given. I can resolve all my problems, capacities given, and I can emote given, I can remember given, I can recall given, I can do given. All these are given. And a world is given, the stars are given, means and ends are given, the strong force, as they say, the four forces, strong force, weak force, electromagnetic, gravitational, all the four forces given. Every possibility is given. Computer hardware, a possibility. Things are changing naturally. The volcanic eruptions create landmass. And sea erosion takes away the landmass. All these continuously are taking place. These are all natural possibilities. Then an animal can create, the honeybees can create a honeycomb, a bird can create a nest, a beaver can create a dam. Have you heard about a beaver? Animals can create certain things given. They are given that programming materials, given everything is given. Possibilities are actualized. Human being can actualize certain possibilities. In other words, no ounce of matter has been created by anybody. No ounce of matter is destroyed by anybody. No quantum of energy is created or destroyed. The Jagat continues to be Jagat as it was. Let me use the word Jagat. Jagat means, what do you say, the world, which is a very poor translation. Because Jagat includes all that is here, plus my body, my mind, my senses, which I equally objectify. I objectify my mind. If I don't objectify my mind, I can't handle my mind. I can't emote. I can't change. I can't understand. I can't recall. I can't do anything. I cannot appreciate anything. My mind I can objectify. That is why you see me. You can objectify me. I become loaded in your thought and you objectify me. You get loaded in my thought. I objectify you. Therefore, I objectify my mind. I objectify my memories. I objectify my hunger, my thirst, my back pain, my body, my anatomy. And this also I include. Karya Karana Sanghataha. This physical body and mind senses, this included, and everything else. What is everything else? Everything else that is known to me, plus what is not known to me. That's called everything else. Correct? That is called all. What is known to me, plus what is not known to me. The not known to me includes what is wrongly known by me, known to me. You have to understand this all thoroughly. Therefore, this is called Jagat. What is Jagat? What is Jagat? All that is here and known and unknown, plus your own body, mind and sense complex. You objectify all of them. Given. You can be conscious of all of it, given. Hands given. This is a great complex organism. Unicellular. You cut a branch of a tree and plant it, you will find the branch becomes a tree. Correct? You cut the hand of a fellow and plant it. Different. This multicellular. It's a different organism. Very complex. Both are intelligently put together. Last time when I had come, I talked about it. What is given is I find intelligently put together with all possibilities. If I actualize any possibility, like a new software or a hardware, it's a possibility, provided possibility. And to actualize the possibility, the faculty is given. Everything is given. And when I look at the given, I find it is intelligently put together. Every cell is intelligently put together. My eyes see. Your eyes see. Wherever there is a pair of eyes, I see. Whether the eyes of a beetle or they are the eyes of the beetles, they see. If everything goes well, they see. That's a phenomenon. Wherever there are eyes, they see. For the eyes to see, there is so much knowledge behind. We can't afford to take them for granted. If you ask me, Swamiji, where did you get this clock? This Gandhiji clock, Gandhiji watch. I can't call it clock, I can't call it watch. The enna is between watch and clock. Okay? Let us call it Gandhiji watch. Swamiji, where did you pick up this? Where did you get this? Alps Valley produces these things. Swamiji, நீங்க வேற யார்கிட்ட இந்த கதையை விடுங்க, எங்கிட்ட விடுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவீங்க இல்லையா? என்னவோ சொல்றீங்க சாமிஜி, இதெல்லாம் நம்ப முடியுமா? நம்ப கூடாதுப்பா. நம்ப முடியுமான்னு கேட்காத. இது நம்புறதுல ஒன்றும் இல்லை, நம்புறதுக்கு ஒன்றும் இல்லை. இது ஏன்னு கேட்டா, it's not natural. This is not natural. Understand this well. It is not natural. It is man-made. It needs a lot of intelligence. There are too many spare parts here. There are these needles, second hand and minute hand, hour hand. Is called dial. And the whole mechanism. And therefore, this is not natural. Oh, is manufactured by a person. Oh, priya buddhiyappa unakku. But your eyes, they don't involve intelligence. Your ears, your hands, a cell, the scheme, they don't require intelligence. Swamiji, it's all intelligently put together. Your liver is intelligently put together. Your brain is intelligently put together. That is why it works occasionally. At least brain is intelligently put together. sense of smell, sense of taste, everything is intelligently put together. The cells of kidneys are entirely different from brain cells. Thank God for that. Everything intelligently put together. All that is here is intelligently put together. The macro world, the micro world, everything is intelligently put together. All given. There is no authorship at all. When I was young, when I was a boy, okay? I'm even now young. So there was a boy, when I was a boy, and this, in my village, somebody wanted to commit suicide, and he took some pills or whatever, and he did not die. And they found him, then he was taken to the hospital and things like that. Then he was saved. Afterwards, he was in the jail for a few days. And then I asked why he went to jail. Because he tried to commit suicide. And he wanted to die in his own body. Who are you to stop it? He decided to die, and it is his body. And it is like something like if you got your own pen and you can break it. And his own body, and he wanted to die. Let him die. Why should he be in jail? No, he can't commit suicide. It is not anybody else's body he tried to kill, but it is his own body. Nobody answered me. Satisfactorily. That is the law, they said. ஒரு கேள்வி கேட்டா முதல்ல ஆன்சர் பண்ணுவாங்க, இன்னொரு கேள்வி கேட்டா அப்புறம் அப்படிதான் அது லா அப்படி விடுவாங்க. இது கணக்கு. அப்படி இன்னொரு கேள்வி கேட்டுவிட்டா அதெல்லாம் அப்படிதான். The mystery of God. That you change your air. That's the mystery of God. Never ask questions. When you ask questions, devil enters into your head. Your programming. This is called local anesthesia. And so, I was thinking afterwards, it took a long time for me to understand. True it is. We have a Sanskrit play, drama. In this, the object of dispute is a court case. There is an object of dispute. The object of dispute is the body of Devadatta. Devadatta's body was claimed by mother. This is my body. Mother said, I bore this body. I brought this body into this world, and I brought it up also for a number of years, and therefore the body belongs to me. The father got into the box. That is the one side of the story. And I was the one responsible for this body, and I took care of this body. In fact, I provided all the funds, she only spent. And therefore, I am also responsible for this body. 50% belongs to me. Poche. Then afterwards, if these two people have shared the body 50-50, I am married to this body, what belongs to me? She asked. In fact, until marriage alone, it was 50-50. After marriage, we share 50-50. I am the other half, in fact the better half, and therefore the body belongs to me. I have got a right to be full, and to be full, I must have my husband, and body belongs to me. Correct? And the children were represented by an attorney, and the attorney said, until the children grow up, this body belongs to the children. In fact, he has no business to bring these children into the world and leave them orphans, and therefore, so body belongs to the children. Correct? Then the employer got into the box. We have contracted this person for 5 years. He has signed a contract for 5 years, and the body, and with whatever that he has got inside, we have bought it over. Body belongs to us. Even if he goes on leave, he should leave the address and also email. Email address. Body belongs to us. So that fellow claims. And then the state enters into the box represented by the public prosecutor, and then the state says, his body is the citizen of this country. This country provides the infrastructure of law and order and everything. And therefore, the state has got the first claim over this body. At the time of conscription, we will send this fellow to the front, whatever we want him to do. And therefore, we will conscript this fellow, and this fellow belongs to the state first. That is also correct. The judge is sitting here and full of question marks. All questions. Then the judge began thinking. At this rate, he began thinking. Judge was activated. Oh, potatoes can claim, rice can claim, wheat can claim, cows can claim. This fellow is eating all kinds of things. The cows can claim, goats can claim, and so many other animals can claim. You. Then the amoebas inside, they can claim. They can say it is our inherited property. We have been living here for generations. That is true. That is true. Yeri enakannum, nari enakannum, boomiyo shari enakannum. Nari enakannum, yeri enakannum. எரி எனக்கென்னும் நரி எனக்கென்னும் பூமியோ சரி எனக்கென்னும். சரியப்பா, நீங்க எல்லாம் எடுத்துங்க, கடைசியில் எங்கிட்ட தான் வந்து சேரணும் பூமி. பூமியோ சரி எனக்கென்னும். This is the body. யாருக்கு சொந்தம்? எல்லாரும் இந்த தேவதத்தன் இருக்கானே, that fellow, everybody seems to have a claim except Devadatta. Correct? Everybody has a claim except Devadatta. Poor Devadatta. His voice is not heard, drowned by the clamorous claim of all these people. The judge is confused and he has to give it to somebody, and nobody can be given. Therefore, he decided to appoint a responsible managing trustee of this body. Who is ready to manage this body? Amoebas became silent. The last fellow, amoebas didn't do anything because they don't know how to manage. They can only destroy the body. So they are parasites. Amoebas kept quiet, no noise. All potatoes, etc., no claim. None of them can claim. All are silent. Nobody can claim. Mother, father also cannot maintain this body because Raj asked, if you have to maintain this body, you must know hunger. When there is hunger, you must experience the hunger. Who will experience hunger? You must experience also thirst. You must experience pain. Then only you will go for correction. That kind of person who has intimate knowledge of this body, he is qualified to be the managing trustee. Is there anyone who is qualified? Everybody was silent. Then Devadatta said, I am qualified. Now I am qualified. I know my hunger, I know my thirst. All right, you are appointed the managing trustee. Understand now? This is all practical knowledge, okay? This is, if people want something, give me practical. This is practical. Practical வேணுமா உங்களுக்கு? இதெல்லாம் பாக்கியெல்லாம் தியரி. இதெல்லாம் தியரியா என்ன? This is practical. This body, you can only be a managing trustee. You cannot abuse it, you cannot misuse it, you can't disuse it also. You have to use it. No disuse, no misuse, no abuse. Only use. As long as it is usable, okay? Use the body. Properly take care of the body. Understand? Nothing belongs to you. Nothing means nothing. People get the slap all the time. Still they think it belongs to us. No. Nothing belongs to us. We happen to manage a few things. That is the truth. Be a managing trustee. Given. All right. I am a managing trustee. It's all given to me. Body is given to me and given to my management. I have the trusteeship. All right. Is there a giver? It's intelligently put together. Like a clock is intelligently put together. Therefore, there is an efficient cause. There is knowledge involved. And there is material involved. Two things. There is material involved. There is knowledge involved. Is there a maker for this entire scheme, which includes my body, mind, sense complex and every other thing that is here? Is there a giver? Would you ask me, is there a giver? There is a giver. There is knowledge involved. Anything put together presupposes knowledge. And there is nothing that can come together automatically without knowledge. Therefore, what presupposes any intelligently put together is a srishti, is a kind of creation. We will think about the word creation more. And therefore it presupposes knowledge, and the knowledge is in keeping with what is created. It is not one watch possibility we are talking. All possibilities, all that is here. And therefore, we are talking of all knowledge. All knowledge means a conscious being having all knowledge. Understand? A conscious being having all knowledge. All right. A conscious being having all knowledge, locally not available. Correct? Locally is not available. Locally we know everybody has got limitation of knowledge. All our knowledge is up to one more question. If it is a flower, let us say a rose. I ask this fellow, what is this object? Flower. What is that flower? Rose. Why this rose is red? Because it's a red rose. I am asking why it is red. Because it is not white. It's not pink. It's a red rose. I am not enlightened. Tell me why it is red. That's how it is. Why the other one is pink? Because it's not red. Why the other one is white? That's how it is. Why it smells the way it does? Our knowledge is always limited. Locally, nobody. We find, locally means on this planet, we don't find anybody all-knowing. Therefore, all-knowing conscious being, the giver, is what? Non-local. Okay? பெரிய conclusion. Abba. நல்ல புத்தியப்பா உனக்கு. Non-local. The conscious being, இதெல்லாம் ஒரு asset thinking பேரு. The conscious being, all-knowing, locally not available on this planet. Everybody is small-knowing. Therefore, all-knowing is non-local. Non-local means what? In our system is not there. That means what? Maybe in somewhere else, beyond us. This is how one says this all-knowing, almighty, all skill, all Shakti, man, that being is somewhere. They give you a location. Correct? Give a location. Then what do you say? Let us call the location heaven. Somebody said, let us call it heaven. So heaven is the location. And God is in heaven. He is God. You must have heard this. God in heaven created this world. நிறைய கேட்டிருக்கோம் இல்ல நம்ம கேட்கிறோம் இது ஆஃபன் இதெல்லாம் புரிஞ்சுக்கணும் காட் இன் ஹெவன் சொன்னா அதுக்கெல்லாம் லிட்டரலி எடுத்துனோம்னா கஷ்டம்தான் we should not take literally. There is nothing wrong in making statements, but literal meaning is not going to fit. God in heaven means, heaven, is it in space and time? A place? Yes. Space and time. You can't say it is beyond space and time. If it is beyond space and time, it is not place. Then it is not a location. It is not anything. You can't say God is in a place. And therefore, if it is space and time, and therefore heaven becomes a local place in space and time, then who created heaven in space? That is the question. Then you have to say God. Then where was he before he created heaven? In space somewhere. Who created space? That is the question. Who created space? Space and time are part of the creation. Modern physics already have told you, and the Veda has made it very clear. Akasha, Desha, Kala are part of the deal. God cannot be in space and create space. And there is no outside space. All outside is inside space. Correct? Correct? All outside is inside space. Therefore, there is no outside space. Everything is inside space. God cannot sit inside space and create the space. Ramaji, tala suttaradena. Tala suttina, tala irukku nartham. Avladha. Another we have got to say, that is a saving grace. Tala suttinal, tala irikkirathu endru anumanam seiyalam. Tala irikkirathu என்றால் நமக்கு புரியும். And therefore புரிய வைக்க வேண்டிய வேலை நம்முடைய வேலை. நீங்க தலையை அங்க இருக்கிற இடத்துல வச்சுக்கங்க அதை. சுத்தினா சுத்தட்டும். But now for the time being. So let us look at the whole thing. So this is all just for fun, okay? This is for fun. It's so easy to understand. You require to get confused for a few minutes. Then when you get a relief, Abba, ipadaya puriyirudhu. Let's take it this way. You said to make this watch not only an intelligent being necessary with knowledge, but also material, correct? Therefore, where did this conscious being, all knowledge, all power, where did he find this material? He or she, where did that conscious being find the material? You cannot say outside that conscious being. Outside means space is there, separating the material. Space is yet to come. Therefore, material and the conscious being are together. This is our understanding. This is all indigenous religions in the world have understood this in a particular this way, in a very simple manner. In Vedanta, it is made very clear. When you sleep, understand now, when you sleep, there is no world encounter. You don't encounter world. You don't, therefore there is no space, there is no time. Correct? There is no space. You don't know once you have gone to sleep. You don't know that you are in Kuala Lumpur. You are in Asia. You are on this earth. Nothing. No spatial concept. No time also. In sleep there is no time. In sleep you don't think, oh, aramanera aiduthe, mukamanera aiduthe. That you are not sleeping. Okay? So, in sleep there is no time, there is no space. And there is no object also. That is called sleep. Then you wake up from sleep. And how much you wake up? Half awake. Enough to create a world for yourself. It's called Ardha Vikasa. Adha Vikasa. Arai Vikasam, Arai Muzhippu. அரைன்னு சொல்லப்படாது. இதை சும்மா சொல்றது முழு விழிப்பு இல்லைங்கிறதுக்காக அரை விழிப்புன்னு சொல்றோம். அரை கால் இதெல்லாம் பேச்சு கிடையாதுங்க. You create a world. எப்படி கிரியேட் பண்றீங்க? Wonderful. You think of sun, S-U-N. You think of sun. Sun is there. You are a Satya Sankalpa. You think of sun, sun is there. And the sun is there where? In space and time. Sun is means in time it is. In space it is. Did you create space and time and afterwards the sun? No, no, no. You think of sun, space and time come along with that. This is like ketchup. Space and time come along with that. You order for some, this French fry, and ketchup comes along with that. Correct? என்ன example அது? So this sun you think of, time and space come along with that. This is what modern physics, this is what we say. There is no separate time and space. It's a myth. You think of sun, sun is there, time and space are there. Think of your son, S-O-N, is on the earth, is available. Think of others, others are there. Think of trees, trees are there. Think of animals, animals are there. Think of lottery, lottery is there. And think of the fire, what do you call that? The lottery result, your number is not there. அங்கேயாவது வருவா பார்த்தா அங்கேயும் வராது. Your number is not there. Everything is there. People are talking about the world. Each one tells how beautiful is this world. Do you know who created this world? One fellow says, God created this world. And he says, He. Another person says something. Another person says, I am an agnostic. Means I have a mind permanently open. This permanent open, unless your mind is permanently open, you are not an agnostic. What is the meaning of permanently open? Till lifetime? One says, I don't believe in anything. If there is God, let him come and prove. He is there. 2 நிமிஷம் தருகிறேன், இருந்தால் வரட்டும். ஒரு அசாமி சொன்னார் தமிழ்நாட்டில், இதெல்லாம் அங்கே நடக்கும். 2 நிமிஷம் தருகிறேன், இருந்தால் வரட்டும். எல்லா ஆடியன்ஸும் அப்படியே காத்துட்டு இருக்கா. 2 நிமிஷம், பெரிய 2 நிமிஷம், அது ரொம்ப நாழி ஆகும். காத்துட்டு இருக்காங்க, வருவாங்கன்னு. உத்தரவு வரல. புரிந்ததா? நான் தான் சொன்னேனே இல்லை என்று. இது மாதிரி ஒரு லாஜிக். When somebody says, I don't believe in God, you should ask that person, what is your concept of God, which you say, I don't believe in? Please ask him. When one says, I don't believe in God, that person has a concept of God. That God he doesn't believe in, correct? That God he doesn't believe in. Then ask him to give that concept. Then I can prove that God should not be believed. Cannot be believed. It doesn't deserve any belief. It's a wrong thing to even say that I don't believe in God. People are non-thinking, specialists in non-thinking. They specialize in non-thinking. And they call themselves rationalists, as well. Do you know what we say? In the dream, where is the maker of the dream? Everything is given. Where is the giver of the dream? There is no location for the giver. The whole dream is you, the dreamer. You are the space. the conscious being, knowledgeable conscious being, your knowledge of space, your knowledge of time, your knowledge of sun, your knowledge of earth, your knowledge of ocean, mountains, trees, your knowledge of birds and other animals and human beings, all your knowledge is manifest in the form of that Jagat, Swapna Jagat. You are the maker and you are the material cause for the dream world. You are not at one end of the dream world. You are the whole Jagat in the dream world. When we say God, understand this. All that is here is God. He is Ishvara. I am going to give up the word God. Nothing wrong with the word God if it is understood, but it is an abused word. Therefore, I say Ishvara. Until we abuse it, we can use it. And Ishvara, who is not only the maker and the material cause, the truth of the material cause is understood by you when you take some fabric and take to the tailor, ask the tailor to stitch a shirt, a t-shirt, or whatever garment you wear. You ask the person to stitch, and what do? You bring the garment, you bring, and you leave the tailor alone, correct? You are wearing the garment, not the tailor. Why? Tailor is different from the fabric. Out of the fabric was made the shirt. Shirt you are wearing, and where the shirt is, there the fabric is, correct? Where the shirt is, there the fabric is. Where the creation is, there the material is. Where the effect is, there the cause is, correct? The material cause. Effect is material. You can't take the fabric and wear the shirt. You will be wearing emperor's clothes. Understand, therefore, space, that Ishvara cannot be just a maker. Sitting in one place created this world, has got to be both the maker and the material. Therefore, it is a manifestation. The word creation, because everything is intelligently put together, therefore, I need to use the word creation or Srishti. Srishti is a better word. And it is an abhivyakti, it is a manifestation, because the created, here the tailor and the fabric are one and the same. Maker and the material are one and the same. Like in the dream, you are the maker, you are all the knowledge, and you are the power, you are the material for the dream world. And therefore, you are manifesting in the form of dream world. Space in dream is you, time is you. All that is there in the dream is you. Therefore, all that is here is Ishvara. That includes your body, mind, sense complex. It's all pure knowledge, it is really speaking. One mathematician I was talking to, he said, Swamiji, we can reduce all these to equations. It's all pure knowledge, really speaking. Nothing tangible is there. The more you look into it, it's all knowledge. Ishvara's knowledge is manifest in the form of Jagat. That's why it's available for understanding. That is why whenever you understand something, there is such a joy because you are in harmony with Ishvara when you understand something, some fact of Ishvara. Vidyanande Brahmanandaha. Therefore, all that is here is Ishvara. It is a very important understanding to be objective. Now you understand. Now, Ishvara is the father and mother. Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Vagarta Viva Sampraktau Vagarta Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Jagatah Pitarau. In the Jagattukkallam Pitarau, Pitarau Sunna, father and mother. The material cause and the efficient cause are together. We need father, mother. We lost our way. We got alienated from the total trust that is the growth. In innocence, I was connected to my mother. Even when I was born away from her, and because of my total trust in the person, which amounts to infallibility, seeing the person infallible, all knowledge, all power, and therefore I was happy. As I grew up, I got alienated from the trust, natural, because she is an individual with her own frailties, with her own limitations, and the father is equally limited, and as an individual, limitation in knowledge, limitation in strength, limitation in power, limitation in courage, limitation in skills, limitation in resources, limitation in time availability, time providing. There's a great limitation. That is the truth. Now again, I have to, this is how the human being is designed to get connected again. Without an umbilical cord. It is a cord of connection, cord of understanding. You get again connected to the mother of the entire Jagat, Jagan Mata, Jagat Pita, Jagatah Pitaro Vande, one conscious being. Who is mother, who is father? We don't separate the two. If we want to understand this, go to Salem. There is one temple, Ardhanarishwaraha. Half the body is male, the other body is female. In any of these murtas, even Narayana, if you take, Lakshmi is in the Vakshasthala. Here, that is a Shri. There is no God without the other half, the really true. Maker and the material are one and the same. We don't have this gender problem, male or female. This is kind of a problem we don't have. So we invoke that conscious being, all-knowing being, as both father and mother, and get connected to that being who is called Ishvara, Ishvari, Ishvara. This is how we get connected to Ishvara. And then Ishvara is what? He is all knowledge, all power, all Shakti. In this there is no problem. There is no disappointment possible. Swamiji, he may be all power, all Shakti. I am connected to that person. I am very objective. This is how the Jagat is. I am very objective. Then what is my gain in this? Gain is you have high connection, correct? You have very high connection. What connection? The connection with the infallible, the harmony, the isolation, the alienation is gone. There is harmony. You are wherever you are in harmony. To connect to Ishvara, you don't require a particular place. You don't require a particular time. Every time is Ishvara. All time is Ishvara. Past was Ishvara, present is Ishvara, future is Ishvara. Every muhurtam is Ishvara. Every minute is Ishvara. There is no special muhurtam for Ishvara. Every experience. So, it's a question of understanding. Ishvara is, there is no matter. There is no question of believing Ishvara. If I say, if anybody says, I believe in God, I say, that may be a starting point, but in fact, God is not a matter for belief. All that is here is Ishvara, therefore you have to understand. Don't say, I believe in God. All that is here is Ishvara. What is there for you to believe? For you to understand. There is nothing to believe. God is to be understood. Not being understood means you are isolated. You are alienated. And therefore that is why group psychology, you want to belong to some group. You want to belong to somebody. This problem of alienation, problem of loneliness, problem, the pressure to belong to somebody, pressure to get claimed by somebody, all the time asking, do you really love me? Yeah, I don't think you love me. Yeah, I really love you. Why you love me? What makes you love me? The other person has to bluff you. Love is reckless. There is no reason for loving. It is a reckless thing. It is just reckless. There is no reason for loving. Why do you love me? There is no self-love. Isolation. It's all unconscious problem. Therefore, all unconscious is ventilated, is really, it has no place in the scheme of things. The moment I recognize Ishvara also as unconscious, as part of the whole thing, it is given. And therefore I have a super being to whom I remain connected. I never move away from this. The outcome of this knowledge is in my day-to-day life, how I bring this knowledge to bear upon all my subjectivity, all my projections, all my problems. So how that part of it is what I will be talking